Alright, I think it's time to get started. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, 10 a.m. Time for another episode of Exploring Eorzea. Last we left, we were in Eastern Thanalan doing some of the main story quest. We had come over into Drybone. We were just about to head up into the Golden Bazaar for the first time. Some place that I've, been to for the quest, but it doesn't really take you there for very long. So we'll get to see what's actually there. Right now we're joined by one of the company. I think she's up making a sandwich though, so we'll probably just wait for a moment, see if anybody else is able to show up. And if not, we'll carry on. That's why I make the highlight videos, so you can kind of get the short version. Let's see. While we're at it, let's see what other quests we've got in the area. So we've got to go back to Ul'dah, Little Alamigo. This is over here, and this is Golden Bazaar. So no other things to pick up at the moment. Okay, I'm sure Cena will catch up to us, so we're just gonna get rolling because I don't have a mount, so it's gonna be, a long process. We're just gonna roll up into the Golden Bazaar first, see some cutscenes. May as well kill stuff along the way, though. That'll help with my party member to be catching up as well. Alright. I don't think I'm going to quite jump in on this fate, but I don't think it has any significance. We'll take a look over here probably on the way back, just so we can kind of get a view of what these ruins are. Maybe learn something, because as you can see, it wraps around. Oh, interesting, it has Chocobo Keep written on the map itself. Sea of Spires. Maybe we'll take a look out across the water, see if we can find out where that name comes from. One thing I've never done, actually, is pop up here to this little vista. Interesting. So you can see Ul'dah, the spires of Ul'dah, off in the distance here. Cool. Never noticed that. That's a pretty deep chasm, but nothing too fantastic. So this place is a little bigger than I have ever noticed. Chocobo Keep tent. This little camp kind of outside. Stay clear from them two. Gave me the crotch rot they did. Oh, good grief. Here by your lonesome. Might be we could fix that for a price. Wow. I will keep my distance, as he said. I feel like propositioning Lalafels is... I don't even know if I dare say borderline. If it feels more wrong, just because of our stature. Talk to Ibby. You haven't seen a pickaxe lying around, have you? My oaf of a husband was out drinking with his friends, and oh, Thal, take that bloody pickaxe. Should have married a merchant. This is turning out to be a hopeful place. A fortnight of digging and not a single owns. I don't believe there was ever any gold. So, another mining encampment. I'm noticing a lot of that in Ul'dah. Miners everywhere. A miner's guild, even. It makes sense. The dead feel no pain. Remember that when you slice off one's head. Fair enough. We got a yellow quest with Lululo. I thought miners were hard and rugged souls. I had no idea they could be so craven. You look like someone who can handle himself. Care to kill some pests for a Lalafell and lady? I'm supposed to be leading a dig among the ruins east of here for mithril deposits, but once the miners I hired saw the vandalous imps in the area, they all turned tail and fled. Some say the buggers slay some of the buggers for me, would you? 4 dead imps should keep the others away and put the miners' minds at ease. Which I gotta kill some for the hunt logs anyways. The Golden Bazaar is on the verge of unprecedented growth, thanks to the mithril deposit. Mark my words, adventurer. There's billions in it. Billions! Alright, interesting. Typical offerings here. And a well. He left for the ruins 3 suns past, but... trouble afoot. I've never actually been up here. I ain't going back to that accursed city. Probably the invisible city over here. Maybe they're the ones that got chased off by the vandalous imps. More rubble from the city? Over there. Like, they're just storing rubble. Anyone seen the blasted wench? Well, no, because there's no one in here. Apparently this is where they go to drink their troubles away. And, here you've got this gigantic room with 1 bed. Probably like a foreman or something. It's not very private though, is it? And that silk tunic, she swiped it from the caravan. I knew she had McGill to her name. Gossip. Before we talk to the uncombed urchin, we'll roll up here to this domed house. See if anything's behind it. No. And then check what's in. The hamlet must be restored to its former luster. So, somebody kind of in charge. Well, so this isn't like a house, this is an administration area. Okay. So this Golden Bazaar is... it's got some growth to it. Please help. Sister Orson went out all on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing, and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her. Yeah, like, literally, you come to the Golden Bazaar, you get told, go find Sister Orson, and you never really have a reason to come back. So, there may have been more quests back in the day, but for right now, it just seems like, oh, you come here to do one tiny thing, and then go. Alright, anything up here? Nope. The ruins are but mere moms away, and yet here I stand and stir. You'd rather be an explorer, I get it. The invisible city's secrets will be mine after I sup on some stew. So, looks like they're interested in the arcane aspects. Okay, I think we actually hit everything. There's only the uncombed urchin you can really talk to at that center point of the city? It's not really a city. The encampment? The bazaar? And then we roll over here. Kill the baddies. Oh. We're just gonna take the hit. Talk to Sister Orson. You're the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It's a ring given to him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. She heads off back to the bazaar, and then see you're to go report back in immediately. But there are some vandalous imps that we need to kill for the quest, so we'll do that too. We will actually come back to the Invisible City at some point, so we don't need to necessarily roll in there right now. Even for the hunt logs, because we can do that at that juncture. Let's see. Gladiator need, does Pugilist need, Vandalous Imps. I guess the quest marker overrides the hunt log thing, but I just saw that I needed 4 Vandalous Imps. What I need for the quest anyway. So, perfect. guess we did kill enough already. Whoops. Okay. We will roll back out. Actually, let's check Gladiator. You need Vandals, and she do. Come get you some. I know there are more of you. Where are you? Maybe not. We cleared out the whole segment. So anyway, these ruins are actually pretty impressive. Like, there's a lot of them. Wonder what they were for. One thing that they're definitely for is doing your Lion King thing with your child right here. Everything the light touches. Yeah. Let's go see if we can find some Vandals imps. Kill them for Gladiator's sake. Like, what is the purpose of this building? It's just nothing. I guess we can kill some rotting nobles and such while we wait. For the Vandalous imps. Alright, and I need one more noble? No. Okay. I know. So Gladiator needs some imps, but these imps haven't even respawned yet. These ones have. That person must have killed him. We'll just tackle some hunts while we're here. Regardless of what you need, just go ahead and grab it. Okay, let's see, it's Thaumaturge. Does not need them. Very nice. Oh, we got a fate. A malevolent spirit. Well, I already left the zone for it, so can't read it now. May as well take on the fate, I guess. No more hunts. No, we do need one more. I at least need one more. One more noble. Which you are not. You are a corpse. Where's the, Oh, he's over here. Just gonna do a quick check on... So, no... Corpse, noble... Do need corpses for Thaumaturge, but I think we're good other than that. So, Thaumaturge. And then I can read the fate description. A malevolent spirit freed from his subterranean prison when the calamity unearthed the invisible city. Oh, interesting. That's some lore you wouldn't really pick up otherwise. The calamity unearthed the invisible city. Is discriminately attacking those who journey into the ruins in search of fortune and knowledge. Seek out the Undertaker and release his soul from the fetters of this corporeal realm. I need more corpses, though. See if we can maybe grab this guy through line of sight. Oh, I did! So, I mean, does that mean that this whole area was, like, collapsed under something? And then, like, the rocks happen to follow in? I mean, it's kind of weird to say unearthed. Because, like, you would think more destruction and stuff. But who knows? Oh, I gotta sink down, that's right. I'm gonna move the gauge as soon as I get a chance to. Cool. And then I think we got everything we needed for the imps. Right? Pugilist, gladiator. Yeah, we're good. We'll roll over to the city, turn it in. Probably just teleport over to Drybone. I was going to move the pugilist, chakra gauge. Do it right there for now. Pugilist, still higher than Thaumaturge. We'll just turn it in with Thaumaturge. You adventurers never cease to prove your worth. Now I can get those cowardly miners back into doing the only thing they're good for, digging. The mithril veins are still no more than rumors, but if every miner flees at the slightest sign of danger, we'll never know for sure. I may need to hire you on a regular basis to cull those imps. I fear it will be quite a while yet before any proper mining can be done. Oh, you got another one for me. It seems the 12 are intent on plaguing me all my days, before with imps and now with earth sprites. I ordered a haul of digging tools from a merchant to the north. To the north? He was headed down from the Black Shroud when the earth sprites overtook him. Luckily, he was able to escape Camp Drybone with his life. I need you to make that road safe, friend. Put down 3 of these earth sprites to keep the others at bay and ease the minds of any traveling merchants. Once the deed is done, find the merchant Rerimaki at Camp Drybone, where we'll be going anyway, and tell him to bring his haul the rest of the way here. Yeah, so north, I mean, you would be going this way. Wow, it's quite the run. And luckily, we won't have to come back here to report in, because we'll just go straight to Drybone. But hey, look, earth sprites along the way. See if we find any others along the way. I think there are some. We'll have to see if we can find any information on this unearthment that happened during the calamity. Post it in the comments after. This way. We'll keep an eye out for hunt markers as well on these. Nope. Alright, we got what we needed. We'll also cut over to the Circle of Life quest. Let's see, so Pugilist needs nannies though, so let's hit nannies. Alright. Sure, there's a couple more along the way. My chakra gauge is like all the way over here. So we're going to do the simple mode here, and we're going to drag this just right below that. There we go. Let's hit the lower section here. For all thick lavender. There's also a yellow quest over here, or two. Kind of a cool and morbid and gross thing that I actually did not know was here ever. Come into this little cutaway place, and you've got this gooboo all petrified and covered in moss and stuff. The life that sprouted here, I've never seen anything like it. But how could this be? Perhaps it was... Oh, hello there. You must forgive me. I was just admiring the plants taking root in this gooboo carcass, and, well, I suppose I forgot myself in the moment. But truly, have you ever seen such lovely flowers? I would wager that not even the wealthiest Uldan citizens could claim to have laid eyes on their like before. Please, a favor, I beg of you. I dare not let these beauties out of my sight, but their soil is parched and the plants wilting. Will you fetch me some muddy water from the pond to the west? Sure, bud. We'll go get you some muddy water. We'll also check the gladiator hunt logs. Just the footfall bogies and quiver on guards for the hunt. Yeah. Alright. Pot of muddy spring water. Got cacti growing on his head. Please tell me you've got the water. It would be a travesty to lose this phenomenon. While not stagnant, this water is filled with impurities, making it unsuitable for drinking, unless you are extremely thirsty. No. No, 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 no. Perfect. This will quench the root's thirst nicely, but I fear that it is not all I must ask of you. The petals and stems are covered with vilekin eggs. Should they hatch, the larvae will destroy every last leaf, petal, and stem. Please, you must remove any eggs that you find. Alright, well done yet again, friend. I dare say we have stayed another disaster, but our job is not yet finished. Syrphid clouds still lurk among the undergrowth. If left unchecked, they will undoubtedly infest the plants with their eggs once more. Here, this sting brew is sure to bring the beasts out of hiding. Pour it over any thick bramble you see and slay whatever comes forth. My goodness. He's right here. He could do all this. What can I say to express my gratitude? Through your efforts, this exceptional bit of greenery will enjoy many more vibrant days. As a botanist from Gridania, I've had the opportunity to study the plants the realm over, yet I cannot claim to have seen such verdure before. I am convinced that what we see before us sprouted from this Gugu's death. There is a certain beauty to it all, no? A remarkable discovery. I cannot wait to finish up my research and take word back to Guildmaster Fufucha. Ta-da! We saved the Gubu plantlings. And then before we head over and grab these ones, we'll go to Drybone. These will actually come into play later in the story quest, so we'll just ignore them for now. there was... Let's check the hunt logs again. Blowfly swarms, make sure when we go up to the cemetery we hit those again. Hunters, but I think we're actually good on all the Eastern Thanalan hunts other than that. And then let's just check the class levels. Thaumaturge would be fine to turn some of these in. Some credit. Chitusi. Oh, and Caitlin has another quest for us. Well, Eorzeon, have you found my pretty posies? I have found your pretty posies. Ah, gorgeous. Well done, well done. I know not what's in that rotting gubu carcass, but it makes for the loveliest flowers I've ever laid eyes on. When it comes to offerings, they say the rarer the flower, the happier the dead, and Althic lavender is nothing if not rare. I'll be saving these to turn a pretty profit when the next burial is held at the Lich Yard. Thought you were in it for the flowers, man. It's you again. What impeccable timing. Oh, you needn't worry. I'm not going to ask you to put down any more mongrels on my dead fiancé's behalf. My fiancé is survived by a brother, though. He puts up at the Golden Bazaar, and he's asked that I bring him, a load of tuco meat. I was just there. I'd see it to it myself, but as you well know, I must stay here to send adventurers on mongrel hunts until every last one of the beasts in Eorzea is dead. I suppose that what I'm trying to say is, would you care to fell some tucos and obtain 5 chunks of their meat? Once you have enough, please deliver them to my late fiancé's brother, Benegar, at the Golden Bazaar. Alright. But first we're going to talk to Isambard. Sister Orson was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar? Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her, should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans, and risking her own well-being in doing so, no less? Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. Yeah. Money pieces? I'm well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orson. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now, on to the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. And then there's another quest to turn in right here. You fought off the sprites? Gods bless you for that, stranger. Lulula will have her tools. I fled here out of fear for my life, but I've come to regret that. Have you taken a look about? There are bodies littering the ground. Dead bodies! I've no desire to stay here any longer than I must. Once I see to it my bird's fit for travel, I'll be making for the Golden Bazaar. How sensible. So Thancred's down here. But alas, we must do our due diligence and fulfill these yellow quests. There are tucos along the way. Which one needed blowfly swarms? I think it was pugilist. But we will return there at some point, so we don't need to hurry and do that one. Stuff died. Should have just taken on those guys. Okay. It's okay. It's more experience. Alright. And then we'll hurry off to turn it in. I can't wait to have a chocobo. I can't wait to have flight, really. It's so much faster. And here you get to see some of the troubles the Golden Bazaar has. With all these roadblocker imps. They can handle it, though. What? Oh, hey, we're rank 1. No, it doesn't start at rank 0, actually, so never mind. It's not impressive. Where is that Tuco meat I asked Caitlin to bring? It won't be long before my patrons arrive. Wait, what? Since the calamity, the popularity of Tuco meat has grown to Dalamud-sized proportions. Caitlin has sent you? Excellent. This is more than enough Tuco meat. Some miners have to come to stay at the bazaar while they prospect the area for mithril deposits. They value quantity over quality, so I'll be serving them a feast of this piss-poor meat. By the by, please don't tell me Caitlin is still standing at the same spot in Drybone sending adventurers out to slay mongrels. I told her no number of mongrel pelts or heads will bring my brother back to us. I've moved on with my life. It's past time she did the same. Oh my goodness, he's got more. How can you be wandering about without aught to do? There's opportunity here at the Golden Bazaar, as there hasn't been in years. I speak of the massive mithril deposit, of course. The miners I fed before are only the beginning. More and more of them will flock here in the coming week. Mark my words. Until now, we've been nothing more than a small settlement, but now the sky's the limit. An inn for the mithril miners to come would be worth a fortune. Mark my words. And I mean for that fortune to be mine. The problem I've had is that I need bodies to help me build the inn, and I can't seem to find any who are willing. I've drawn up these hiring notices, hoping that it would help. Would you mind helping me to get started by posting 5 of them in prime locations? Let's go find some prime locations. So it's a very prime location, so that their customers can see. Look at that prime location. How prime it is. This location looks mighty prime. Ooh. I almost want to say this one's better, but they were both prime. That one was okay. Alright. You've posted all 5? You're at 12 cent, but I truly don't want to let this chance pass by. Here, take 5 more hiring notices. Thank you. And see them straight into the hands of whatever folk you see loitering about. Alright, loiterer. Board burger. I know it's like a burg, as in like a city or a place of living, but it's a burger, and now I'm hungry. Ugh, I'm bored out of my gourd. Is there no work to be had in this place? Oh, hey. The parchment reads, skilled carpenter sought to aid in the construction of a new inn. Fair wages promised. Workers must bring their own tools. Benniger is looking for able bodies, is he? I've done some woodworking in my day. Might be as he'll have some use for me. If I go get some carpenter and miner jobs unlocked, this would be a great place for me. No, I don't have a moment to talk about thaw. Wait, what's this then? Hiring hands to build a new inn? Well, that's welcome news. I came here after hearing that there might be mithril in these parts, but the inn's all full, and I've been out living... Wait, there's an inn already? I've been living out of a tent. I suppose I could lend a hand building inns until I start digging mines. Which one of these is the inn? There was 1 bed in one, like 2 in another. What is it? Can't you see I'm busy? And how many inns does the place need? Benniger needs work done, does he? Seen more miners than in the bazaar of late. I reckon that's got something to do with it. Rumor has it there's mithril on the ground around here. Wonder if there's any truth to it. This one is now a loose-tongued madam, whereas she was not before. We couldn't talk to her. Actually, I think Ebbe was alone. What's this now? Ugh? Letters. Never learned them. Can't you just read it to me? Benniger is building a new inn, no doubt to accommodate all the new people coming into the bazaar in recent days. Taking advantage of the new foot traffic is a fine idea. Oh, I have no intention of helping Benniger, of course, but perhaps there's even greater profit to be had in stocking up the food stores. True that. People gotta eat. You have work? Carpenters? I was afraid there'd be naught but mining jobs here. It's my vocation to be sure, but a man needs some variety now and then. I'll go have a word with this Benniger fellow. Well done, Eorzeon. Thanks to you, I have a feeling I'll have the hands I need to see my inn built. I was in a dark place after my brother died, but now I'm going to breathe life back into this bazaar. Oh my goodness, you are just a little entrepreneur, aren't you? There's work to be done, Eorzeon. You haven't let me down so far. Don't start now. Thanks. A miner recently came from Amagina and Sons, and he wants a sample of stone from the eastern ruins. I have a mind to give him 5 slabs of cloud marble from the Invisible City, and I need you to get them. Showing these to him would nigh guarantee a continued influx of miners to the bazaar. Off we go. I wonder if Caitlin's quest had started earlier and I just missed it, because if so, we would have done this all in sequence. Use smell of the dead. Been to the ruins, huh? I wonder if he just says that even if I haven't been there. Or if they took the time to program that in. I doubt it. I wouldn't take the time to program that in. Wonder what those symbols are. And... oh man, that was so close. Just switch classes so I'm not attacked by everything. And may as well take a look at this Invisible City's invisible view. Really is quite steep. Alright, gladiator. That's high enough. Zoom out a little bit and see if that helps us find the last one. There it is. And back to vinegar. Like how the quest is named. There's mithril in them thar hills. Have you gotten all the cloud marble samples I need, Eorzeon? So this is the cloud marble I've heard so much about. Look at the glimmer in this stone. I must admit I've never seen it for myself. I'd only heard tell of it. I see now why the mithril rumors have risen. Now, you listen to me, you rock. The Golden Bazaar is counting on you. If this talk of mithril turns out to be a farce, I swear by the 12 I'll dig up every last pebble of you, grind you to powder, and sell you to the chocobo stables to sop up... stuff. Ahem. Yes, well, sorry about that. It's just that ever since the war saw the road to Alamigo cut off, the Bazaar has fallen on tough times. It's a waypoint choked off from its way, and is now little more than a point. It's a waypoint? What are you talking about? Like, it's up in the corner here, out of the way. But I will not let it be so. I'm going to make the Golden Bazaar golden once more. From there, I'll become the richest of richest men in Thanalan. Then I'll finally be able to give Caitlin the life those mongrels stole from her. What a caring brother-in-law. She's held on to the memory of my brother for so long. She's become blind to the people who care for her. People, well, wait a minute. People like, well, I don't suppose you could keep that last bit from Caitlin, could you? Or is he an opportunist? Alright, we're gonna roll over to Dry Bone, just take the shortcut. It's a tough position to be in, though. Like, you know, it's like a family member. You care about this person. Their husband has died. I mean, in your care, you might develop feelings. Probably wouldn't be the first time in the history of the world to happen. Alright, so let's see. We need to speak with Thancred. He's going to send us into the Somalja camp. So we'll also go in as a thaumaturge and do that quest. Help is on the way! Okay, perfect. We got you 2 more. And we're gonna talk to Thancred. Ah, there you are, Eorzeon. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about good Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions were about the poor Rose. There we go. About the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. Him? Master of Sneakery? This, of course, brings me to why I requested you to your Eorzeon. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? Is it because I'm small? Alright, let's go and search for a clue. Being higher level than them is what allows us to sneak in here without drawing the attention of all the enemies. Right, Cena? Do you not have any higher? Oh, you don't? That's crazy. Oh well. I'll just kill all the things. Should probably turn on Iron Willow. Which, there's a movie named Iron Will, I think. About like a dog sledder. I think I used to watch that all the time as a kid. Queer leaflet. And then that's the only thing in here that we have to do. However, let's take a quick swing around the outside of the camp as Thaumaturge. And we will do our level 15 quest. Oh, I know you didn't touch him. He was just attracted to you. It was your enviable sense of fashion. Alright, we are going to have to split. Alright, level 15 Thaumaturge quest. Locate Mormo's urn. It doesn't tell you anything about it, but you know, forward is always a good place, or a good way to go. These guys are actually like surprisingly durable for being like max level for this thing. Like, they take a lot of hits. We may as well kind of explore this area too while we're at it. I guess we're blocked off from that. There's some urns, but they're not Mormo's urn. However, we can also use this as a sneak around, possibly. Putting our Black Mage training practice, keeping our distance. Mormo's urn. Yeah, we just had to, like, kill the one guy. So, to be honest, we probably just could have cast Sleep on him and the other guys as we passed him. And been done. Eorzeon, a moment, if you please. Pray allow me to shatter that urn. I thought that if I asked you I assisted you with your task, then my brothers might finally deign to take me seriously, so I followed you. What have we got here, then? A couple of nosy sand rabbits that are about to get skinned. Where did they come from? Guess this guy's actually a conjurer, so I'll take him out first. Kokobusi says, I'm no thaumaturge, but I still have my tricks. Are you injured? I have a salve for that. And he is wielding his alchemist tool as a weapon. Barely qualifies as a weapon. Kokobushi the Cross. Makes sense. Always upset that he's unable to join his brethren. That was simply incredible, Eorzeon. I wish I could wield the same sort of power. Dude, I saw the power you were using, smacking dudes with your alchemist tool. I became an alchemist in the hopes of creating some manner of mana-amplifying elixir, but all my efforts have been for naught. The results have been far too mild to make any difference. I'll never be a thaumaturge like my brothers at this rate. I'll forever be the pitiful, powerless little sibling. Uh-oh. Mormo's urn. If I destroy it, then maybe my family will see what I'm capable of. Wait! Don't you dare break my urn! Dun dun dun! What the? Did that piece of pottery just talk? Are you Mormo, the Void Sent? Well, yes, I am Mormo, but I'm one of the nice Void Sent. It was the nasty ones that sealed me up here for helping a mortal. If you would be so kind as to open the lid of my urn, I would be happy to grant you a wish. Anything you desire. Fortune? Fame? I'm not really interested in fame or fortune, but perhaps there is one thing. I'd like to have etheric power equal to my brother's. Boosie. Power, is it? A perfectly acceptable wish. In fact, I sense the latent ability buried deep within your spirit. It will be a simple thing for me to turn it loose. What more is there to think about? Open the lid. And I just stand there and watch this happen? What is wrong with you, Eorzeon? Wow, I put such an effort forth. And then he swallows Dark Ariel's voice. Well, I don't feel a difference at all. I think Mormo may have been lying. Come, Eorzeon, it's time we were leaving. Oh, weren't we supposed to break this urn? Ah, and that is that. Yes, this will be such fun. I mean, it will be nice to return home after all this excitement. The amount of times that I just sit there and let things happen with all my might and power. Good grief. Okay, so off to the left here is actually a way into the Burning Wall, which is a place that we will explore later. And we kind of saw some of that in the thing there. But since we're here, may as well take a quick look at this area. So it's labeled the Final Prayer. You don't ever come here for like MSQ or anything, so it's worth taking a quick look at. Fireflies and a rock inscribed with one of the symbols of the 12, I believe. I really couldn't tell you which one that is. But it's got an amazing view of this huge crystalline structure. I could see why this would become kind of a vista that people would visit for a prayer. to one of the 12. Cool. This is probably the right time of day to come too, so that it's contrasted against the night sky. Alright, let's return to Thancred. Alright. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? The leaflet. See the wealth of Nald to the hands of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Naldthal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe that one among the order penned this. Pray take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let us see what Sister Orson makes of it. Why not? We'll teleport. Gil is easy enough to come by. I'm already up 4,000. And I haven't even done my roulettes and stuff that you can get a bunch of gil from. Orson's in this one. Just curious what Thancred has to say, though. My savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? What is this? Blasphemous. These are not at all our teachings. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the order to deceive the people? The plot thickens, Eorzeon. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend some credence to his deception. There is no doubt an irony is in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. You got it, buddy. Alright. Posing as a priest? To think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Eorzeon. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. Money. Isambard. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at this camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Eorzeon and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. I dare to hope that this will yield us the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in a battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. What stains? These will serve very well. You have my thanks. Listen, Eorzeon, so as to lay the foundation for our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard has lent us, and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch us wind and approach us. Ah. This is another thing that I didn't know why I was talking to people and blasting through it. The Weathered Shepherd's Tunic and the Weathered Shepherd's Slops. Go beg for work. I preached the teachings of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake of the honey of her wisdom? Azema is the keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath her light, the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of thy days. Yeah, but I'm begging for work. And I was about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. What story? The Eorzea worship Ifrit. Yeah. Nice story. And you are? Another refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Begone and see to it that you don't make a nuisance of yourself. For your kind? Did you just say for my kind? Oh, I gotta go up there. And then I'm guessing somebody inside. Underneath. What is it? Not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomsoever you like. Why don't you keep up with your own kind? Why don't you keep with your own kind out by the muddy pond of yours of Drybone? Jeez. Such wonderful people. Greetings, good sir. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows out of the pond north of Sandgate. But we did learn some valuable intel. Pond north of Sandgate. You have quite a knack for being a nuisance, Eorzeon. Thanks. The camp is abuzz with talk of your newly arrived vagrants, and though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place. Rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. Alrighty, let's roll out to the pond. A fine evening for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? You look absolutely smashing, Eorzeon. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left, then, is to wait for our quarry to appear. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Naldthal, and I am come to offer you succor. The leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of penury. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a god's awful mummer, Ungust. What? How did you know? You tricked me. Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago, the Eorzea raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm, and plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew, and so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Eorzea in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for spraying the Golden Bazaar, they made demands. Outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for the crystal shipments from the Nanawa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest, to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Eorzea. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence? You could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you are telling me the full story. You are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak! The mumble was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not see even a fraction of what the Eorzea pay me. You sacrificed innocence so that you could line your own pockets? Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourself or the gods. That is a Final Fantasy Tactics quote. Ugh, not you again. Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flames patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that. I swear it. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth. But no matter. There will be time enough to learn the truth. Oh, man. Eorzeon, be a good man and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. I'll wait for that cutscene to be done, and then we'll teleport right to Vesper Bay. Okay, so that's a Disciple of Land quest. Nedrick, however, has a blue quest for us, which will unlock the Sunken Temple of Karn eventually. But since we'll be going to Southern Thanalan for part of our MSQ, we'll just pick it up on the way. Hail, adventurer, you wear the expression of one who seeks new battlegrounds to hone your burgeoning skills. Do not ask how Nedrick knows, he simply knows. Now tell me, are you perchance familiar with the Sunken Temple of Karn? I will not hold it against you if you are not. The ruins only surfaced when the calamity split the grounds asunder, after all. So we've got this huge stretch of area where you have this massive upheaval of land in Eastern Thanalan all the way to the Southern Thanalan that's unearthing stuff. Any road, it's a popular destination these days for adventurers looking for new frontiers to explore. If you're keen to join them, why not make your journey to Southern Thanalan and visit the temple for yourself? What with the many dangers that lurk within, the Immortal Flames are keeping close watch over the place. But a Lalafell by the name of Bibimu should be able to offer you passage. And going for gold is a 47. They did change some things about Karn recently. I was able to run through. It's really just, you can't do the skip anymore. When we go through it, I will explain the easiest way to get through. Julia, welcome back, Eorzeon. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Munimix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Munimix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once largely a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Munimix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Munimix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft on you. Munimix is ever to be found in his camp in Central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke, and the way will become clear. Alright, so I'm going to teleport over to Central. Alright, this way. Right. While I'm going to turn my hotbar 8 into a bar for housing a number of things like repair and let's see. I don't care about that one so much. Where's extras? Alarm? No, general. Oh, I guess I maybe not have some of these things. But there's like the extraction thing, which I haven't learned yet. That's probably why I don't have it. Who is Uplander to come to Tent Ring of Mutamix Bubbly Pots? Minfilia's dagger. But I'll put my return and teleport on there and stuff. Not teleport. Fighty Tool drinks in Airy Self. When full of Airy Self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes, Fighty Tool gains power of Airy Self. Unimix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flap reach ears of Unimix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Unimix, yes? Drop the mic. Fighty Tool is unstrong as Eating Tool. Make good Teachy show of power of materia. Materia Master. Now Eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents of a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond. That being a massive measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Munimix turned that dagger of yours from Summit that would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill brain case with with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learning ones of Munimix. Brain case. I think I'm going to refer to my head as a brain case from now on forever. Remember when that thing that you extracted was from destroyed? I don't really miss that. Oh man, it's been so long. So I don't remember. What would you say if I told you that inanimate objects could possess a soul? They can, believe it or not, although the soul in question is not their own, but that of their owner. That through faithful service, the arms and armor that we use come to hold our spiritual energy. Thus do we form a spirit bond with them. This spiritual energy can be drawn out and converted into materia, a special kind of crystal that can be attached to gear to enhance its properties. I am well versed in the ways of materia extraction. If you wish to learn more about the process, it would be my pleasure to teach you. And you ready to commence your learning? Good. As you will have gathered by now, materia is crystallized form. Yeah. As this energy is derived from the individual's psyche, a volatile beast at the best of times, a degree of variance is to be expected in its production. In practice, this means that you won't know the exact properties of a stone until you cradle it in your hand. Now, materia won't grant you much of anything on its own. Its power must be tapped, see, and this is achieved by melding it to gear. Know, though, that it takes the deft hands of a craftsman to meld materia. You can always seek others to attach materia on your behalf, but if you would rather do it yourself, I recommend you speak with Fahobas. Mending is her field of expertise. Or melding. If you wish to remove either materia from an item, highlight its icon and select retrieve materia. That's what I was trying to do before You went through so many crafting outfits. Yeah, so to extract, right click, extract materia, and then that should also give me materia extraction for right here. We're gonna put return on. Don't need to teleport because I have that on the shift T. I probably will never use a shift or a bound request. One thing I'm going to do is turn off log detail. Let's see. Log filters, general, announcements. Let's see. A lot of these things. I actually don't want glamour notifications. Is that a new one? Because I don't remember this one being here, but I am so happy to turn that off. Message book, orchestrating track, random number messages, sign NPCs, periodic recruitment notifications. I don't actually want that. Fishing, own gathering messages, own other synthesis messages, own synthesis messages, others loot messages, don't care. I don't care because I'm going to see what I rolled anyway. Others progression, party members progression. I don't know that I care. I'll hear the sound. Own progression, why not? Loot notices, why not? NPC dialogue, why not? Retainer sale, yeah, why not? PvP team, company, PvP TV announcements, free company announcements, novice network, echo, gathering, error messages, gathering system, nah. And chat, let's see. And battle. Interesting, so there's no, successfully extracts? I guess maybe. Yep, it filtered it. One of those was the one. Okay, Fahobus wants to teach us, but we have to have a disciple of a hand at 19. So we need to go to Minfilia again. What am I doing? That's not the right thing. That's the right thing. Anyway, so this little handy menu here can have things that are not as commonly needed on any class. Oh, hang on. It's not set to shared, so we're going to do that real fast. Hotbar, sharing, we're going to share... Oh, it is! So we're good. Repair, material extraction, return, boom. Let's see, what other things can I put on there? I don't have a mount yet, but that will go on a shared hotbar. Traits... Nedrick Ironheart has something for us now too. Halatali, which is near the place where we're going anyway. Or near the place we have been. Hail there, adventurer. I'm Nedrick Ironheart, an explorer by trade and a scion by allegiance. And you, my friend, look to be an adventurer in need of challenge. I happen to notice the place that will offer it to you. Tucked away in a corner of Eastern Thanalan lies Halatali, and it is there that you will find the excitement you crave. The place boasts a storied history. It was built some 100 years past as a training ground for gladiators. The calamity laid ruin to it, though, as it did to most things. Now Halatali is a shadow of its former self, but in the dark of that shadow lurk wild beasts, both bloodthirsty and beyond count. For one such as yourself, I dare say there is no finer place than Halatali to test your skill and refine your technique. Indeed, I've taken the liberty of passing your name along to the flames who oversee the place. Should you visit, speak with one Fafajoni near the entryway. Let's see. Nothing at the moment. Welcome back, Eorzeon. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. What a remarkable difference a single piece of material can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you're aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Material may well give you the edge you need, Eorzeon, so make it your ally. Now it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you're ready to begin. I'm ready to begin now. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears that he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the Amalja will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Eorzeon. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me to tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. So we'll just go pop over to Camp Drybone again through teleport. Could actually pop these on my shared bar. For now. Actually these go on my shared bar as well. So default sound, master volume low, and BGM off. Okay, cool. We gotta talk to the flame person in here. You're Eorzeon Explorezeon of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on the mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The lizardmen aren't aware that their man Ungust has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more about the Amalja plot. If the mission succeeds at Eorzeon, let's make sure it does. Alright, so as we're running over, we'll talk about the materia extraction menu, which is found in general commands. It's actually much handier than going into your character menu, going one by one and selecting which one you want to extract. You just click on it and say yes, and then the next thing pops up to the top of the menu and you just extract. And you can even do it for other classes and things you don't have equipped by scrolling through here. I don't have, looks like, anything else that is spirit bound. So, and then you're just done. That's why I keep that on this bar here. Let me move that over a bit. And yes, you can do materia while you run. As for this quest, let's see, should I be a gladiator or a thaumaturge? I do have both with an AoE, but potency of 80 versus potency of 120, gladiator versus DPS. Survivability though, so I think I'll just be gladiator. And I don't need, we could put sprint on here, remove that, and we'll put Iron Will on so that they can heal me instead of taking damage and then healing each other. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. Ooh-ah! It's always ooh-ah. What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. It's a trap! Hee hee hee. Oh, unguessed. The traitorous flame soldier laughs. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flames' clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? It was almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Hee. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Well, what a turn of events. Oh, I don't have Iron Will on. With that, I got turned off. My poor Flame Pugilist has taken all the damage. Got these guys over here. I guess I brought the boss with me too. That's nice. There are so many dudes, I can't see things. Go first person. Make it even crazier. I have no idea what's going on. Sure, we just owned though. Got rid of tons of them all with. And this boss is going down. Oh, a cutscene. I'm sure it's our victory. Where'd all these Amaja come from? And how are we losing? What? Win the battle, lose the war? Is that how it goes? Put up your weapon, or your comrade's a dead man. Behind you! Oh man, he done put me to sleep. Bring him. The rest of you march. Traitorous scum. Man, we got captured. Rejoice, heathens, for your worthless lives shall soon have meaning. The lizards claim they will soon bring us before Ifrit for tempering. All of us are as good as dead. To enter the Bowl of Embers, you must have made sufficient progress in the quest of Lord of the Inferno. Blame Sergeant. I fear the Amaja mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. The Bowl of Embers, now accessible. Captured Flame Private. The lizardmen marched us to their stronghold. They're preparing for something, and I, for one, do not want to be around when they finish. They're going to kill us, aren't they? I don't want to die. I want to go home. And we're stuck. We're trapped. We have no way out. Flame Private. Listen well. These waters feed into the marshes of Drybone. A short swim will see us to freedom. However, if all of us attempt to flee, we're likely to be discovered. You alone must sneak out and assemble a rescue party. Once you have won free, seek out the comrade stationed here at Drybone. He will show you the way back here. May the 12 speed your way. So that's how you get out, yeah. What a noble soul, though. I'm curious what this guy actually has to say now that we've unlocked it, though. So, the lizards claim they will bring us before their Ifrit for tempering. You're not seriously considering locking horns with the devil now, are you? Of course we are. Here's the thing. I know this coming up cutscene is super duper long, so I feel bad dragging people through it. So maybe what I'll do is have us just skip the cutscene, and then we'll go into the inn and watch it there, because it is quite long. I've had to sit through it numerous times with new players. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Let's do that then. I'm gonna roll in as a gladiator, see if we can get in a little faster. Put on my best gear, and yeah, you ready? Ready? Okay, cool. Let's do it. Hey, we'll do join party in progress. Maybe somebody left. I doubt it. It's such a short fight. Okay, so when we get in, we'll skip, and then we'll go to the inn. Yeah, I mean, it's a small group today. It happens. But we are ready. Well, 3 of us are ready. Okay. Skip cutscene. Alright. So, big baddie. We actually covered him in first person, if you want to get kind of a more cinematic view. I mean, look how freaking big he is. Very basic fight. Used to require more active stunning. Not really such a big deal anymore. One thing you will want to do, though, is take care of, if you see anything added into the fight, almost always, you're going to want to grab that. I'm going to just keep it in Ifrit for a bit, though, while they get the nail. And he becomes invincible. Be right there. Invincibility, invulnerable to all damage. Okay, so low blow is quick enough so you can get a couple of stuns off. Alright, we don't need to skip this one because we're not holding anybody back now. Because it's important that we know that there is another crystal. We've seen these drop from a couple of void scents so far. It would make sense that this crystal fire comes from Ifrit. I do wonder how Ifrit got it, in the same way that I wonder how those void scent got theirs. Maybe we'll learn more about these crystals as we go, now that we're actually paying attention to the story. Or maybe it's just been retconned out of existence and doesn't matter at all. Who knows? Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of Amalja zealots. I swear, each seemed more evangelical than the last. Rawr. Persistent, locked. It's an impressive amount of hang time, sir. And, you know, vertical rise. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Eorzeon. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I never would have left you to face it alone. You've been given a veritable baptism of fire. Is that a pun? But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say. This way, sir. Oh, so that was the mighty Ifrit. This guy again. And what a disappointment he was. The readings were nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Ul'Dan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading. Not that there was anything worth for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find it that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You've been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that... Beware, woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. With friends like these, who needs an enemies? Alright, it's time to give our player commendation to... Oh. You can say who did a good job, or who had the coolest plate, or whatever. Cool. Let's look up this. Red Moon. Pretty cool. But there's really nothing else to see. So, roll over. Let's see what important details we missed by hitting the inn. So, since we're at Drybone, I think I will teleport back home with return. We'll go watch the cutscene, and then I'll pop back to Drybone. Because there is more than the usual amount of kind of somewhat important stuff in that one. And they learned their lesson. Stopped putting important stuff in pre-battle scenes. Thankfully. Innkeeper. I want to retire to an inn room. And the unending journey. Life materia and everything. Let's see. I guess maybe we don't have access to that one. Oh, I just feel so bad because like it's such a long scene. But essentially you get to see what goes on with like the tempering process. You can see that like some like Ifrit's breath is blasted on a bunch of people, but the Warrior of Light, you know, is resistant to its tempering effects. You learn a little bit about, I guess, how they're increasing their ranks, increasing their faith in Ifrit, etc. by doing that. I guess I'll just roll back to Eastern Thanalan. I thought we would be able to watch it. My bad. We'd had a full party. I could have just let us watch it, but we did not. It's fine. Sad scene here. Ah, there you are, Eorzeon. Come rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time, at least. Honestly, you could probably look up the scene on YouTube pretty easily. In fact, it might even be in my first-person Ifrit video. So, if you go give that a look, you can probably see exactly what you missed. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use, to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered. Ah, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all your misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Eorzeon. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to bearing my tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax, and return to the Waking Sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. And maybe for the highlights, what I'll actually do is I'll pop that in there, that video, because I think I do have access to it. But just the important bits, you know. I'm not gonna put you through the whole scene. Did we see this group before? I don't remember. Anyway, Waking Sands, go talk to Minfilia. The usual. Pray, return to the Waking Sands. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. We get some Dawn Risk Guards. Which are pretty decent stat-wise for right now. My late arrival nearly cost Eorzeon his life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took him prisoner, and I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed him utterly, just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Eorzeon, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You've done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal, Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they're to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for this reason that the incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us to why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a great power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are new development, one that fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The Immortal Flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Eorzeon. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Menphilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal, whom he cannot choose but to worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Eorzeon. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Sadness. Forgive me. How many more lives? Louisoix would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. By the way, mark Thancred's neck and lack of necklace. Did he have a necklace before? And now he's missing a necklace? Is that significant? What do you know about this? And here we come to one of the most important times of all. Nearly getting a chocobo. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without the thought of reward, confirming to Thancred that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. So he is currently not wearing a necklace, and then he will get one soon. Okay, we'll pay attention to that. Thanks for pointing that out. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Eorzeon, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons! Ah, Lady Menphilia, radiant as always. He's so short by comparison. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I'm here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Eorzeon, your recent exploits have garnered you the attention of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for their own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. Put a Midlander between an Elzen and a Roe, and that's what happens. And then, look at Tataru. Poor Lalos. I find myself wondering how word of Eorzeon's deeds spread so quickly, that the Immortal Flames would know if his triumph is to be expected. But what of the other Grand Companies? Your reputation precedes you, Master Eorzeon. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Eorzeon. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. Why, even before you aided us against the Amalja and their dread primal, yours was already a respected name in Ul'dah. Our people know you and love you well. A man of your talent belongs with the Immortal Flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa to the shores of glory. Lady Menphilia. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no help in reminding, may I have a brief summary of the situation would help clarify your thoughts on the matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations, empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently three such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa, the Order of the Twin Adder in Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet, I concede that it is no small choice you face. Ah, the thought occurs to me. You will of course recall that the three city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Eorzeon hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer, but my answer is already in my brain. I started in Ul'dah. My free company is in Ul'dah. I have served Ul'dah. And I'm not, like, the biggest fan of Limsa. Gridania is, like, okay, but, I mean, it's gotta be Ul'dah. To be fair, the bright red is pretty striking, but it's gotta be Ul'dah. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of a reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Eorzeon, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a Grand Company, however, you will become one man amongst many, a friend among friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Eorzeon, and you have the power to shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak with Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Well, let's go talk to Tataru. Maybe we have time for these remembrance services. Pick a company and call it good. We'll see. See how far we get. Alright. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Eorzeon. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often, to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue. Literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the three services, and Elder Seedseer Connie Senna will deliver her address in Mikedo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where the Flame General Ralban Uldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored that to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Lominsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlwib Bluefiswin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthale, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though. With your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Well, then, I suppose let's go to Gridania. We'll do it as Tataru suggests. Tataru knows best. Speak Thaumaturge, just to get some levels. Miketo's Amphitheater. And again, we will do all this stuff in Gridania and Ul'dah at another date. So there's just so much content unlocked with all the classes and such.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood, fearful of the Green Wrath. They hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Eorzea settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Some interesting visitors.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Eorzea. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For we must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest. All the elementals!
Accidentally clicked. For serenity, purity, and sanctity.
If you'll permit me, Alfino. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
And yet, they can't remember that they rode on a carriage with me. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes, yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Well, Alizé sure is prickly, huh? Right, so then let's head over to the Royal Promenade of Ul'dah with a return. And the Royal Promenade is at the Chamber of Rule. Chamber of Rule, and to the right. I guess it's technically all the way across. So you can go either way. Destination.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Hurrah! Roban!
Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Naldal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
I find it interesting that Raoban does most of the talking instead of the Sultana.
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you, line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ja, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Raubon? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you.
I would like to address the Herculean nature of his shoulders.
Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth!
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Eorzea, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So they have dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Eorzea are summoning him from with an ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the Primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your expertise would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. For their sake, I hope that the Flame General's words struck a chord with you. She just yoinks away, huh? Yeah, I was noticing the twins in the guards up here. One blonde and one brunette, or not brunette, like white-haired. Limsaw is next. Alright. Actually, we have all the stuff for Jean Delane, so I'm gonna pop up here real fast and catch that along the way. Maybe he's a little further away than I thought. Where is he? Jean Delane. He's only scout deep. Where are you? Huh. Upper decks. Oh, he's right over there. Okay. Boom. Can only handle so many motivational speeches telling me to sign up at once. If there is one ounce of compassion of you, I beg you, blah blah blah. We already talked to you about that. Hand over your stuff. Could this be? Yes, I can feel it. The light returns to my eyes. Power courses through my fingers. I live. As I live, this unspeakable embodiment of ugliness must die. Begone, foul demon! Aye! And so I ask, how do you feel, madam? Why, it's as if, but in a single magnificent moment, I traveled beyond the void and returned to life as the embodiment of all that is beautiful in this world. Could it be? Yes, it must. How else to explain such power? You are the one whose coming was foretold. Yes, you are. You are the aesthetician. In the flesh, madam. I am Jandalane, crafter of coiffers so divine that Menfina herself doth begrudge my clientele their beauty. But let us speak of you, madam. For where a moment ago stood a fashion-challenged frump, now there stands a beauty reborn. And you are the one I must thank for reviving my soul, that I might once again bestow my gifts on a realm bereft of beauty, a kindness I intend to repay in full. Do you fear that your own hairstyle is becoming passé? Fear the specter of ugliness threatening to consume you? Fear not, friend, for it shall not survive my wrath. As the madam before you, as this very realm we call home, from the abyss of an unfathomable drabness, you shall rise anew. My clients have been known to make reservations moons, even years in advance, but you shall know no such troubles. No, for proving a staunch ally to good taste when all others turned a blind eye, I gladly place myself at your beck and call. Yes, the next time you find yourself plagued by aesthetic ennui, you need only ring the crystal bell from the comfort of any inn room at which you have taken up lodgings. Jandalane shall hasten to the scene. Yes, in a flash, the dreary, uninspired life you have hitherto known shall end. You shall travel to the realm beyond, and return to us as a beauty reborn. I give you this token as a trust of the trust between us. Treasure it, for it is the key to a world of aesthetic wonders ordinary men shall never know. Oh, Master Jandalane, do come back. I've not made my next appointment. Okay. Ready. Okay. We roll over to the lift. Yes, the aesthetician is one of the silliest, along with Haemon Holyfist, but none can deny the true ultimate nature of Hildebrand Manderville, gentleman detective extraordinaire. Here to attend the Remembrance Services. Be quick, the Admiral is about to give her address.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again?
So this is built on the wreck of a ship.
Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go.
And now I know how to pronounce Ogomoro.
These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
Where's
I'll
the
follow
cutlass?
ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough. Excuse me. The Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Linson's backyard. And that is to say not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. And if the Laminsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. That look right there. He smiles. She's like glowering. So typical of those two. Eorzeon, this has been Philia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back! Alright, and that is what we will do. We will take an Aetheryte ticket to Vesper Bay, and that is where we will end for today. As soon as we get into the solar, where we will then choose a Grand Company on the next time we jump in, which will hopefully be this Saturday. Last Saturday I had other things come up, so I couldn't. Alright. And sadly, this is not a sanctuary, but still a good stopping point for today. We will pick our Grand Company, we will pick up on MSQ, we will probably do some more with the Ul'dah jobs, but for now, I will see you next time.